Personally, prior losing my mom, I have lost people like the close. Yes, she told me I'll never have another parent. That is if I lose her. So I went back to Eldoret. That was back in 20. Si kwa ajili ya mali alinipenda wala hakujali dhaifu wangu. Results has come. No, he was telling my dad. The wife's results has come and it is some types of cancer. It is 90% in the body and start life. So I remember the first week was not easy. I used to cry. And I was in this group, like we were sharing things. This new year, just when I thought I'd cling on my grandmother after my mother's loss, and then my grandmother died a year ago, and it has been, oh my goodness, a journey of bittersweet. That fateful morning, I received a call from my mother, and she's like, "Do you know that I'm admitted and I'm around you?" I asked her, "Where are you?" And she told me, "I'm currently in Eldoret." My goodness. That day, I just traveled to Nairobi, so my friend had helped me get a job somewhere in Kikuyu town. So I just finished the interview. I had found a job. That job was well paying. And so the next morning, here she is calling. I did not want to tell her I'm not in Eldoret because I'm this girl who, all my life, I've always wanted to work hard for myself. So I told my boss, this is what is happening. She's telling me she doesn't have blood and everything. I did not want to argue. I'm always fast and quick in acting things. So my boss told me, you know what, Jacinta, I can assure you that I am an orphan. I lost both my parents, and let me tell you, I've offered you a job, but I want you to go back and take care of your mom if she wants to. So, yes, she told me I'll never have another parent. That is if I lose her. So I went back to Eldoret. That was back in 2018. By good luck, I had a friend in Eldoret. So I told her, my mom isn't well, so can you step in for me before I come? So I took a shuttle and we went back to, and I'm so much excited because I'm turning a year older, a year wiser. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm grateful to God that I have the gift of life. Like 2025 was a hell one. Oh my goodness, I never thought I'd be here today, like smiling, laughing, full of health because, oh my goodness, God is always faithful, and a lot of things happen in between, like juggling between. My goodness, this video is all about me sharing my grief journey, and to be specific, this is the diary of Amadli's daughter, and I'm doing this because today is January 1. This is my birthday, and it is also unfortunate that it is the day I lost my mom. So I usually jiggle between celebrating my birthday and celebrating her anniversary, and for the last this is the 6th year. For the last 5 years, it has always been painful celebrating my birthday, but this one is kind of a sweet one because I never knew honesty I reached today. I never knew because God has been merciful. And I'm filming this video just to talk about a very sensitive topic in the community, grieving, or let's say grief. And I'm going to be precise, tackling the instances that I've been through personally. Prior losing my mom, I have lost people like the closest person I lost that made me really cry. I was in standard 7. I lost my English teacher, and it was never easy for me. It was never easy because I used to be the best student in class. I've always been the best when it comes to languages, and it's the grace of God. So when I lost him later on, when I joined Form 1, I lost a close friend. Like, one time into it, we go back to school, she's not there. Dorcas is gone. And so after there, I think I lost my father's mom. I could feel the pain, but it was not just coming. And before that, I lost my father's sister. I was still young, and yeah, like losing my mom again was something I did not anticipate, and I'm just going to jump through that story a little bit because I'm not ready to share it because I'm still crying over this. That means I'm not healed yet. So I'm just to juggle in between the story as I share the stages of grieving and how grief takes people and how it was my part and how the society views people to take grief and in the context of a motherless daughter and a motherless son. The year 2017, I was this girl who was doing her internship. So I was working in a certain hospital. So before my internship could end, we used to talk with my mom. Like I used to visit home close to frequently because it was closer home. Not really far, but not really near. So one day she called me and she's like, I'm having stomach pains. And I told her, what medicine have you used? She told me over the counter things that she's been using, the painkillers and all that. They were not working. So I suggested her like she start like drinking aloe vera because we used to quarrel like maybe it is stomach ulcers. But at that very moment I was still battling chronic stomach ulcers. So she started to take those medications, but the pains could not subside. So I used to tell some pastors, please pray for my mom. I was 2 years into salvation because I got saved in 2015. So I used to pray for my mom, like she gets better. But sometimes she could tell me, I'm weak, I've gone for, like I had malaria, I've gone for the drugs, they're not working, so I'm going for the injections and all that. But it's like she never got better. So in 2017 December, it got worse. So I remember this day I told myself, let me do midnight prayers for 3 days, and God should tell me what is my mother ailing from. The second day into the prayer, I received a vision, and God told me, your mom has cancer, and it is blood cancer. I did not tell anyone. I was still young in salvation, so I used to get visions before that. But things could happen. I could see things they happen, but I was not serious on that. So I kept quiet. So I still trusted God that He was going to heal her. So when it comes to 2018, it got even worse. So I was afraid even to tell anyone because I was still young. I was still young in the prophetic field. So when it came to January, she went to the hospital for tests, like what doctors were calling about, but we could not get results. So when it came to February 2018, we went to a bigger hospital. So we went there and she did a test. We were waiting for the results. And I never forget that day. It was on 18th of February 2018. It was around 2 p.m. We just had lunch and she had her favorite meal. Of course, my mother loved chicken. So after that, it was a crunchy one. She was a good cook and very bad food my mom could not eat. That is the mother who raised me. So Dr. Philip came into the ward. It was suite number 12. That was Medihill Hospital. And like, people are not professional. People were around because it was around visiting hours, and he just came and started talking. This Indian man. He had spectacles. He was very short and kind of with a bald hair. She was like, your results has come. No, he was telling my dad, your wife's results has come, and it is some types of cancer. It is 90% in the body. And it's like that. She can only stay for 6 months alone. Oh my goodness. That was the worst day of my life. I was confused and I looked at my mother's eyes. That is the story of another day. Never wish that even to an enemy. Long story short, my mother did not live for 6 months alone. She lived for 2 years. And on 1st January 2020, she told us goodbye. And I remember days before that, I was telling her, we're going to celebrate my birthday today a bit different because I was very excited. I was so much happy because by then I was dating a man who was a doctor and he was outside the country. So he was telling me, keep your faith high. I know this too is going to pass. He's telling me this, but the signs that I'm telling him, he was telling me those signs are not good for a patient with cancer. So yeah, I prepared. I had tried to order a cake just for my birthday because I was trusting God that on 2nd we were going to be out in hospital. But guess what? On 1st January, we just talked it around 3 a.m. with mom, and before that she was not talking. So when she called me and she started talking, smiling, I knew like there is hope in this. Prior that, we've had so many instances whereby the doctors could say she's going to die anytime from today, but I could see my mom living past that. So even the days before that, when people were talking me, I knew my mama could make it, but she did not make it this time round. Talk about grief. Um, Back then in 2020, after we buried her, the only person who told me what grief would do to me was my close friend who used to stay with my mom in hospital. This one things get to us because yeah, she's really a friend. I have that one friend who has been there for me since then. So she told me, you know what, grief is not easy. It will take you 1 year for you to just start living life to normal. I lost my father at a younger age. That was an experience, and she was telling me facts. So I was like, oh, yeah. So I was ready, but not much ready because, with grieving, it's just experience that teaches you the real thing. Oh my goodness, it is hard. It is hard. And I remember 3 days after burying my mom, I called my pastor and I'm like, I need just to burst. I just need to burst. I need to die. I need to. This pain is not an easy one. So my pastor told me, I'm praying for you, but if you need to cry, please cry. If you need to let out the emotions, just do it, because grief is into cycles. Until today, I burst out. Until today, I still cry. Even I've stopped this video just to cry and come back. And 6 years down the line, it is never easy. I've met people who have lost their parents even 10 years, 20 years, but they still cry. That means grief just come into cycles. You cannot say that you grieved your loved one long enough just to continue with life. Like, it comes into cycles. One day you are okay, the other day you just down. One day you are laughing, the next day you cannot control it, and that is it. So the first month after we buried her, we were still home, and the only person who was not there was one of my younger brother and my elder brother, who went, like, my brother was going back to work and my younger brother was going back to school because he's still in college. So yeah, so we remained home. At least we were laughing, running, all that. But after 1 month, we all went back to our places. So I had to come back to Eldoret again and start life. So I remember the first week was not easy. I used to cry. And I was in this group, like, we were sharing things with other ladies on Instagram, and I just texted there and I said, I lost my mom and it is not easy of me. I'm crying all the time. And this lady from Canada came to my inbox and she started talking to me, and she's like, I want you to start reading books concerning grief and all that. The only book that was on the counter was Motherless Daughters by Hope Edelman. So I had to get that book. I bought it. I started reading it. It gave me some hope, but still, I was still crying. So what this lady did is she paid for me one of our therapists in the States, and I used to go those therapy sessions every evening. We would video call, we talk. I cry. Yeah, because I was into depression. I remember I could not smell, I could not taste, I did not want sugar. I added a lot of weight. Apparently, when I'm stressed, I add weight. That is me. So the therapist took me through the journey. I remember we went through therapy for like 2 months, and it reached a point I was so low. I was so low, and we took a break of 2 weeks so that I could just regain my energy. And after 2 weeks, again, we came back, and I finished after 4 months. Then COVID-19 really hit. I lost contact of all of them. Until today, I've never had them. I don't know if they are alive or not, because COVID swept almost. Yeah, but those ladies did a lot to me. Just a mere stranger, it just helped me so much in grieving. So I'd like to say, grief is something that the society shuns about, especially if you lose your mom and your dad when you're past 18. People think that you can still do it, but it is not that way. It is not that way. You can also ask parents who have lost their children. It's not easy, because when you lose your child, you still count their ages. When you see another people's children making a milestone, it reminds you of your own. The same if you lose a spouse again, when you have children around, when good things happen, it's never the same. For example, December is never the same. Like, there are those times whereby you just had good news, you only want to share with your mom, because the only person who can celebrate you that much is your mother. You can take this to the bank, but that is it. A father can celebrate you, but men is the right of things. But a mother can really carry you through the things that happen in my life, and I'm like, this one, it's only my mother who can understand. But she's not there, so I talk to God, I talk to myself, I cry, I sleep, I wake up. Tomorrow, it's another day to fight again. This grief, it is grieving. This is the journey that God gave me, that I did not ask. And in as much as you can share with people about your feelings, and they can tell you hugs, they can tell you what. My friend, the bigger picture is just you. I'm not saying that I'm still grieving like the loss because I'm saved and I know there is hope at the other side. I'm just being realistic and being me that grief really hurts, that it really harms. So today is a very special day. I'm turning a year older, and yeah, I just want to thank God that He gave me another chance to live. Even though this, like last year, I had a great battle to fight, but God has been so good to me. And for the people who stood with me last year, you know how much it was intact for me. You know how much I almost lost it, but God has been so good. And for the people who left my life just because of what has happening, thank you so much for teaching me patience. Thank you so much for teaching me trusting in God. And I don't want to share this video as I end it without thanking all the members of Ladies of Modesty, because you guys have been my safe space and also my best friends, my girlfriends. You guys are amazing. You know, um, why Ladies of Modesty? Ladies of Modesty was born 9 days after my mother died, and that is why I value this ministry, because it reminds me like Adam still lives. And so the story is like this. 7 days before she passed on, we were holding a meeting in my father's church because I came from a Christian home. And this guest, like, was asking people to come over for invitation and anything that they want God to do for them. So I went and he prophesied over my life, and it's like, but I was not serious over this one, because you guys, me, I did not know that my mother was going to die. Even though God had prepared me long enough just to make sure that I'm ready for anything, but I was not ready. I was not. I strongly believe that my mother could get healed, because in 2018 June, I miraculously got healed to a prophetic word over my stomach complications. So I was carrying the same faith to my mom, and every time I could tell her, Mom, you're going to get healed, and God has told me that, and me, I'm healed now. You know, I don't like teach a good diet. You know, Mom, I'm healed. You're also going to be healed. In 2019, like November, I was on the altar. I was leading worship in church, and it was back in Eldoret. So, and God did something weird. On the altar, I could see a vision, and God was telling me, I'm adding you another voice, because apparently your mother is going to rest. So, as I was singing, the power of God was so heavy. People were getting blessed, and that very day it was so hard for me to calm people just to come to the normal, because it was so powerful. But inside my heart I was grieving, because the Lord had told me it is almost time. It just took 1 month and she went home. So after her death, I'm still having that prophetic word, but I was like, ladies ministry is not my thing, because I love children, I love singing, those are the things that I want to do. But our ways are not like God's ways. In Romans 8:28, all things works together for good for those who love the Lord and according to his purpose. So after 9 days, like I was living at night, and God told me, you need to start a women ministry. So I remember I asked God how, and He told me you should go online and do whatever thing it needs to be, because you just have to get going. So the mistake I did that. I started that with the people that I know, and after 3 days things were crumbling. People were running over each other, and I was like, oh no. Now, it's true, this thing that pastor was wrong. I don't think I'm called for the women ministry and I don't want other things. I'm still grieving. Let me just grieve and yeah. So like I did away with everything. And after 3 days, God told me you need to seek me. I embarked on midnight prayers for 2 days. The second day he told me you need to start another platform and this time round we should just start and the rest you should leave it to me. So this is the second time I did and now I'm doing it with the Lord. And yeah, I started the ministry. After 2 days, 3 days, people flocking all over the world, ladies from different caliber, and yeah, I've had friends all over the world. I've met great people, and I'm not here to brag. Sometimes it is heavy with serving God under this ministry because some days I'm like, Jesus, this is not mine, but it's like this work needs to go on. So, for every woman who supports this ministry, God bless you. And for every woman who tells me I need to move on with my ministry, thank you so much, Candice. You, my best friends, have supported me. Yes, and yeah, this new year, I just want to pray that may His will be done in our lives. I'm still praying for you, and we pray for each other. We fasted enough, we've prepared for this year, and as it also begins, the third week, we're still into fasting again because we need so much of God's direction. And I do not want to end this video without saying much about my mom because it's her anniversary, and if any chance she could come here, also maybe be with us again, I could just tell her, thank you for loving Jesus. Thank you for showing me that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And the most important thing I could tell her is she could live in the moment. She could not trust people more. She could not be open more to people concerning her dreams, and that she could change her friends because my mom was so much big with friends. I think even her so much exposure even could be a center of attack. And also, just to say, so the best important thing that I'm remembering my mother today is my mother introduced me to Jesus. Yeah, she's the reason I'm saved today because she prayed for me. You got there was a moment I was a bad girl, but she never got tired of me. She prayed for me until I became saved. So she introduced me so much into prayer, and yeah, it's unfortunate that she just died when we were just becoming friends and closer, but that is it. I cannot complain much. It is God's will. And yeah, we were so much closer with Mama that even those days when she could go for night vigils and go for prayer, she could tell me, you know what, today I'm going to fast, today I'm going to pray, I'm not going to be at home, I'm going to fast and pray for our family. Do you have any request? In that moment, I remember I was fighting issues with my eyes, like my eyes used to hurt, and she could pray. And I remember I finished school with zero eye problems. Not until I'm still suffering again now because again I'm so much into light thing, but I know I'm going to overcome soon. So that is how close we were, and then I still remember her when it comes to giving. Literally, in high school, I used to be in boarding school, and my siblings, like all of us have been in boarding school when it came to high school and college. So every moment we could go back home, like Easter time, like those Christmas times, with the church that we go to, there is that special offering for Christmas and all that. So Mama could take those envelopes and pay for us. Like she used to type for us. She used to She used to pay for us tithes just to represent us in the spiritual realm. That is something that I plan to do to my family someday in the future, because a mother can really do great things. And also, um, uh, Mama was so much uh, respectful. She was so much respectful. Like, how do I put this? She respected people. But that was just her. She was a good cook, and like she put God's work before anything. She invested so much in the kingdom of God. She used to say, anything I buy to my house, I also buy it for the church, because God's house has to look better than my house. She was so friendly, she was so welcoming. Since she died, we've never had so much revivals in our church like before. Like, home is no longer home, but God is God. God is good. I have seen the goodness of God, and prayer really works. To any motherless daughter watching me today, I just want to tell you that God got you covered. God is still doing this for us, and God fight for us. There are instances whereby I've had this same God send me, people stand in the gap for me, and people just be there. Nipenda si kwa ajili ya mali, alinipenda wala hakujali dhaifu wangu, akanionyesha upendo ambao sijaona kwa wengine. Huyu halali wala hasinzii, hata leo hatawahi kunichoka. So guys, today is my birthday, and before I end this video, I'm just so much grateful to God for adding me one more year. And yeah, I don't want to say much, but my heart is full, and I'm so much grateful to God. If anything I'm asking God for this year is that He makes His voice louder than any other voice, and He should just help me keep the covenant and the promise that we really made together, and that in as much as I serve Him, in as much as I just live this life, trying to be the woman He wants me to be. Like, He should just be graceful to me. He should be more merciful to me. And I just want to know God even more. This is another new year of more prayer, more fasting, more sharing of the word, more winning souls to Him. And yeah, yes, that is what I want, because that gives me joy, that gives me fulfillment, and like, He's a God who remembered my health. And for anyone who is sick out there, that God may heal them. For those who have just undergone surgery and waiting for their results, maybe it is a biopsy or whichever result, may God come through for them just like He came through for me, because you God. God is indeed faithful. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It has been quite a very personal yet intimate one. I look forward to sharing my story someday. That is, if I've healed enough just to speak it. I've been looking for a year just to share my story, but I haven't. This is just a sneak peek. Even I've not even shared a half of it or a quarter of it, but yeah, that is it. So I just want to wish you a blessed 2026. And may God meet the desires of your hearts. Please seek Him, and if you're not saved, please find Jesus Christ, because it's the way, the truth, and the life. Get saved, find your purpose, and chase it like nobody's business. This is the beautiful journey of faith, the tent of grace. This is my journey, and this is my story. I'll just share this story just to encourage someone out there. I'm not doing it for empathy or sympathy. This is my journey. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Sending you love and light.